Him explain his work, because we're about to show you a scare zone from Halloween Horror Nights 2018, and yeah, why not? And he always comes and he pitches us all these ideas, and this one I immediately said, yes, let's do this, because it's called Holidayz in Hell, and that's the character lineup. Do you mind just explaining the basic premise behind this? Go ahead.
Well, basically, the first year we did Dark Christmas, I had this idea, and it was sort of like, gee, if I ever had a chance to do a maze, what would I do? And it was the Holidayz in Hell, where I could basically, every holiday, do some sort of character. And we didn't have an opportunity on the streets for those couple of years, but now that I'm doing the metro area where I did Urban Hill last year, it's perfect for this concept. And so we've got some other cool ones, but this is definitely the one that really we're excited about. It's one of those no-brainers. You know this is going to be cool. It's going to be fun. So
it actually goes chronologically, right? It starts off with New Year's, right?
Yeah. So in a nutshell, you're going to walk in, and it's going to be a bunch of little dead baby type, like the beginning of the year, little baby New Year's for 2018, with a big giant clock, and you're going to go through, and then eventually go through the entire calendar year, and then at the end, it'll be Father Time, the old man of 2018.
So we're going to take you through the characters individually. It starts off after you've gone through the baby New Year section. We come to Cupid.
So, it's just like, how do you do something different? You can't do Cupid as a little tiny cherub running around, so you go the complete opposite direction. And it's, Cupid is, my inspiration was Danny DeVito in Taxi, the TV show. That's where I got this idea from. It's like, the slob and the whole 9 yards, so. Once you get that one little idea, that's when you can really run with it.
And all the characters that he's victimized are all missing their hearts. Their hearts have been ripped out of their bodies.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of fun scenic, bodies impaled with all the arrows of Cupid and that sort of thing. And again, Leprechaun, there is a show that we go to.
Notice my spelling, by the way. Sorry, I live in Ireland now, and there is no such thing as St. Paddy's Day. It's St. Paddy's Day with 2 D's.
I'll use that.
Yeah, just some important historical fact.
There is this show that we go to in St. Louis called Transworld, and it's like this gigantic Halloween convention for anything you can think of. If you want to put on a haunted house, you go to this show and it's all there. Not just costumes, masks, but every fog juice you could think of, and lighting, et cetera, et cetera. And there was a lot of leprechaun masks. So my whole thing was I took pictures of every leprechaun mask there, some awesome ones, some not so great ones, and I said, okay, what can we do that doesn't look like these? What little twist can we do? And so hopefully this guy is going to look as cool as he does in the art, because I think this could be pretty neat too.
I'm personally afraid of him. And then the Easter Bunny.
Easter Bunny, and again, the idea was like we've already done the Bad Bunny, which is basically a guy in an Easter Bunny suit. Well, why don't we do the real Easter Bunny? So it's going to be as if the Easter Bunny came out of the grave, and you can't really tell in the art, but he's actually got a half-exposed rabbit skull, which would be kind of fun.
I like that he has little bunny slippers, though. That's a nice touch.
And again, that's one of those things where we didn't know what to do for feet, because there's not a guy in a suit. We can't give him boots or shoes. So the inspiration, what else? Bunny slippers.
And then we come to Cinco de Mayo.
And again, it's just sort of like, trying to do something that's cool without being, stupid about it, a cool thing. So the Ballet Folklore, I think is the way it's said, is the characters, the next one, the dancers, so it's going to be that sort of look. And the scenic we're going to do is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be the Lotteria cards all done.
It's kind of visually kind of a return to La Llorona a bit.
A little bit.
4th of July.
4th of July, again, we'd already done Uncle Sam, so we tried to find a different twist, and we basically ripped our own gag off, so it's going to be a half-exposed human skull and then a half Uncle Sam, so that's another one I think will be pretty cool once we get to a sculpt.
Then we come into Halloween.
And again, kind of taking the idea we did last year, but in this one, it's going to be as if a bucket of blood had just got dumped on this character, and the sheet is clinging to his face, and it's a skull underneath, so I think that'll look really cool.
And then along with Halloween, we're doing a Dia de Muertos, Day of the Dead.
And this one's going to be all UV, that's why we just put the glow in just for the effect, but it'll be a hand-painted costume with masks that'll all glow, and there'll be a couple of those guys with a UV scenic. I think that'll be pretty neat. And a personal favorite.
I love it. I think this is my favorite.
So,
what exactly happened during this particular Thanksgiving that caused such an abomination to walk the earth?
the thing that's funny about this one is the way it works for when I do a character is I come up with ideas and I'll Google search images and put together sort of like a little package, and then I'll work with Lucas. We're like partners on these creations. And I'll bring him all these ideas and he'll do a black and white sketch, and then we'll kind of like tweak it and add things. So for this one, we were having some difficulties really coming up with something that didn't look silly. You know, it's a big turkey. I mean, potential for silliness is high there. So I did one of those things that when I do Google searches for images, I have to be careful because sometimes the things that I search for will take me into places I don't want to go to. And I probably shouldn't be going to work. And Googling skin turkey head is one of those. But that's how I got the image to give to Lucas, and that's how we got this guy.
So like we said earlier, Pat thinks quite differently than us.
I was getting ready to get on a plane when this email came through. I was at the airport and I was like, I like it. And then we get into Christmas.
Christmas, another elf, you know, again, we try to find a way of making this one a little different. So instead of this leering elf, this one is this sort of strange mask that's got these weird goofy eyes. And just trying to be a little different from what we had already done.
And this is another one of those departure characters that I particularly like, Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, we thought, let's not do Santa. We've done Santa, everybody does Santa. Let's do Mrs. Claus. Let's represent equally and let her be in charge. So that's another one that we had a lot of fun designing and finding reference images for.
I like that her weapon is a rolling pin. And we're bringing back Krampus, but different.
Yeah, this is our rock and roll Krampus. It's funny, when we did Dark Christmas in 2014, and I was saying, hey guys, Krampus, and you know, I kind of knew about it, but the only reason I knew about it is I had a really cool book of old postcards I bought at Wacko in Hollywood. And I'm like, oh, this could be really cool. But finding reference images was tough, and finding anything like off the shelf was impossible. It wasn't out there. So we're doing it this year, and it's completely different. Everybody and their mother's got a Krampus mask. They're everywhere. And it was like, how do I do this that doesn't look like something that everybody's seen? So we tried to like, okay, let's make it like, you know, if Krampus was the lead singer for Judas Priest, what would he look like? Hence.
And last but not least, we have Father Time as a still walker.
And this one I just wanted to call out, but the process is great, because we finished this drawing Friday, 2 days ago. And Lucas actually did a little extra work for me and did the color Saturday morning, because we wanted to have it ready to show you guys. But like literally Friday afternoon, Lucas and I were like scrambling, trying to make this work. And we had the rendering, but it was basically just Father Time on stilts. And it wasn't scary, it wasn't really that cool. Like, what can we do this different? So I run in, and Chris and Christine Wright, who's our costume designer, who I think is also here and is another one of our partners, they were having a meeting and like, hey, what do you think? And Chris is like, well, make his beard longer. That would be cool. Right, I'll do that. I'll go back. And then Lucas is like, well, let's give him wings. Why not? And I said, let's give him horns. Why not? And then suddenly we have a kind of a cool Father Time. It's not just, you know, just trying to be a little different.
And that is Holidayz in Hell.